Hi everyone, and welcome to our lessons this week in maths. So this week we are going to be learning how to make arrays. Now this is a word that we haven't heard before. So before we start, we're going to have a look at some words that we are going to need. So the first word we need to learn is the word row. Can you see it in red? R-O, row. And a row is a line of things that go across. They always go across, okay? Not up and down, they go from side to side. So can you see the row that I have there as an example? Yeah, yummy cupcakes. They are all going across. They're going from side to side, so we would call them a row. The next word we're going to look at is a word that we've all used before. We should all know the meaning, but we'll just practice. That word is altogether. So when we see the word altogether, we know that we're looking for the total number of things, all of the things together. And to find this, we usually would use plus because we're going to get a bigger number. And the last word we're going to look at today is array. An array is a group of rows. So if we have two rows, like we have with our cupcakes, if we had one row and then two rows, we call that an array. And we can use our plus to find the answer, or we can use our skip counting. Now this sounds a little bit tricky, but it will become very easy in a few minutes when we see. I have another challenge today for you, and what I want you to do is, during this video, I want you to see if you can count how many times you meet my little friend. My little friend, his name is Chase. I think some of you might know him. So let's see if you can count how many times you see my friend Chase. Okay, so here we have some rows. Can you remember what is a row? That's right, it's a group that are going across. So we have two rows of cupcakes. So let's look at the questions. How many in each row? Will you count with me? Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many in the row? That's right. 5. Let me write it here. See if I can do my neat writing. Okay. Now, next we have to see how many rows are there? Well, let's have a look. We have one row here, and we have a second row here. So how many rows? 2. So we have 5 in the first row, we have 5 in the second row. So we can say that 5 plus 5 equals 10. Very good. We could add 5 and 5. 5 in my head, 5 on my hands, counting up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or we could do it a faster way and we could use our skip counting. 5, 10. So how many are there all together? Very good. There are 10. Let's have a look at the next slide and see if you can do some of these by yourself. So there are how many in each row? Remember, row is going across. So I want you to have a look, count how many are in each row. On your paper, I'd like you to write number 1, and I'd like you to write this first sentence here. There are in each row. Write this sentence here and fill in the blank. You can pause the video now while you do that. Okay, next we have to see how many rows there are. So we can see here's a row, and here is a row. How many rows are there? Underneath your first sentence, I want you to write the second sentence here. There are rows, and fill in the answer. Make sure you're doing nice, neat handwriting as well. Right, next we need to find out how many there are altogether. So we're going to add the first row plus the second row plus the third row. So here we're going to write the first row, how many there are in that row, how many there are in the second row, and how many there are in the third row. We're going to add these numbers together or skip count, and we're going to write the answer. Can you do that now? Pause the video while you write it down. Last, we're going to write a sentence about how many there are altogether. Remember, altogether means the total number, altogether. So, lastly, on your paper, beside number 1, we're going to have 4 different sentences. There are altogether. How many are there in the whole group? You can use your adding or you can use your skip counting. Can you see my friend Chase? Okay, question number 2. Again, we're going to complete the sentences. So you're going to skip a line on your paper, and I'd like you to write the number 2 for question 2. Okay, our first sentence here. There are in each row. So let's look at one row and count how many coins there are. Can you do that now, please? There are in each row. So have a look at one row and count how many coins. Fill it in on the line and write it nice and neat onto your paper. You can pause the video now while you do it. Next question, there are rows. Have a look, we have more than one row. How many are there? Count please and write the sentence. Next question, we have to find out how many there are altogether. So we need to take the number of the first row and the number of the second row, and we need to add them. We can either use plus or we can use our skip counting, whatever you want. And the last sentence, there are altogether. What was your answer when you did your skip counting or your plus? Write that sentence and put your answer on the line, nice and neat. Okay, question 3. Now, there are in each row. So look at the first row, count how many teddy bears, and write the sentence nice and neat on your paper. Remember, you need to use a pencil when you're doing your work so that you can erase any mistakes. Next sentence, there are rows. Count how many rows we have. Remember, the rows are going across. Okay, next we need to find out how many there are altogether. So we're going to take the number from the first row and the number from the second row, and we're going to add them. Remember, we can either use plus to add, or we can use, that's right, skip counting. Our last sentence, I want you to write, there are altogether. Whatever answer you got here, you can write it here on this line. There are altogether. Nice, neat sentence in pencil on your paper. Good job, guys. Now this one looks a little bit tricky, but don't worry. It's the exact same as what we've been doing, so don't be scared. So we have to complete the sentences. What do we have this time instead of teddy bears? That's right, we have some pencils. So the first question, there are in each row. Have a look at the row. Count how many pencils and write it on the line. Nice and neat on your paper. The whole sentence. There are in each row. Pause the video now while you do it. Next, we have to count how many rows there are. So we can see here there is one row. How many rows all together? Next, we need to add our numbers together. So how many are in row 1? How many are in row 2? How many are in row 3? We need to add our numbers and find the answer. We can add or we can use skip counting. Find your answer now and write the number sentence. Last, we're going to write our sentence. There are all together. How many pencils are there all together? Nice and neat on your paper. Okay, question 5. We have a boy called Dom and a girl called Kat. They are looking at an array of balloons. So there are 3 rows and each row has 5 balloons. Dom thinks that the number sentence will be 5 plus 5 plus 5. Kat thinks that the number sentence will be 3 plus 3 plus 3. Who do you think is right? So look at the arrays. Are the numbers 5 plus 5 plus 5? Or are they 3 plus 3 plus 3? You need to look at the row, you need to count how many balloons, and you need to see if there's 5 balloons to make it 5 plus 5 plus 5, or if there's 3 balloons to make it 3 plus 3 plus 3. Then I want you to write your answer, and I want you to tell me why. I want you to explain your answer. Why do you think that is the correct answer? You can pause the video now while you complete number 5. Okay, our last question today, question number 6. We have 6 cubes. What color are they? Yeah, they're purple. 6 purple cubes. I want you to make an array using these 6 cubes. So think about how many rows you can make. Remember, each row must have the same number of cubes. So there's a few different ways you can make it. Here is an example. This is one way you can do it. If you need help, have a look here. We have 2 in each row and we have 3 rows all together. So here is a row of 2, here is a row of 2, and here is a row of 2. How many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3. Now my writing is very messy because I'm using the computer. I think when you're doing it, your writing will be a bit neater. So we can make it this way. Or there's another way that we'll be able to make it. So my challenge to you is, do you know another way we can make an array using these 3 cubes? What do you think? Are you going to give it a go? It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I think you can do it. At the end of your paper, what you can do as well is tell me how many times did you see my friend Chase in this video? I hope you've enjoyed your maths today, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!